Question 1. A financial institution is conducting a risk assessment for a new product offering. Which factor should be considered? Option A. The product's potential for high transaction volumes. Option B. The product's marketing budget. Option C. The number of employees assigned to the product. Option D. The product's compliance with tax regulations. The correct answer is option A. The product's potential for high transaction volumes. The product's potential for high transaction volumes should be considered in a risk assessment. High transaction volumes can significantly impact the financial institution's exposure to various risks, such as operational and liquidity risks, making it a critical factor in evaluating the product's overall risk profile. The product's marketing budget does not directly relate to risk assessment, rather, it pertains to promoting the product, which is not a primary concern when evaluating risks. The number of employees assigned to the product may indicate operational capacity but does not inherently assess the product's risk factors, making it less relevant for a thorough risk evaluation. The product's compliance with tax regulations is important for legal considerations, but it does not address the broader financial and operational risks associated with the product's potential transaction volumes. Extended rationale, the correct answer remains A. The product's potential for high transaction volumes. To understand this item thoroughly, begin by identifying the exact concept being tested and then connect the most important clue in the question to the defining characteristics of the correct answer. The strongest answer is not simply the option that sounds generally related to the topic, it is the option that most precisely accounts for the facts, terminology, circumstances, or decision described in the STEM. This distinction is especially important in professional examination questions because several choices may contain statements that are true in another setting while only one directly answers the question being asked. A careful approach is to evaluate the alternatives one at a time. For each choice, ask what specific evidence would need to be present for that option to be correct and then compare that requirement with the information actually supplied in the question. Incorrect options often represent closely related concepts, different stages of a process, different responsibilities, different risk factors, or actions that would be appropriate only after additional facts were established. Recognizing those distinctions helps eliminate distractors without changing or adding assumptions to the original scenario. The underlying principle should also be understood in context rather than memorized as an isolated fact. In real-world professional practice, decisions are generally based on the totality of the available information, established procedures, relevant standards, and the specific circumstances of the case. An individual clue may point toward a particular conclusion, but sound reasoning requires determining how that clue relates to the broader concept being tested. This is why understanding why an answer is correct is more useful than memorizing the answer letter alone. The same principle can appear in a future question using different wording, a different scenario, or a different set of distractors. For exam purposes, use a 3-step method. First, determine exactly what the STEM is asking you to identify, prioritize, recognize, or do. Second, isolate the decisive clue or clues and connect them to the relevant concept. Third, compare every option with those clues and eliminate answers that require information the question does not provide. Following that reasoning confirms A, the product's potential for high transaction volumes, as the best answer. The original rationale above establishes the core reason, and this expanded analysis reinforces how to distinguish the correct response from the alternatives while applying the same concept confidently to similar questions.